the interest of time, now I would like Dr. Padmaja to come to the next stage, the interesting stage of quiz and feedback.
Let us revise some of the things that happened in this workshop in terms of screening and referral guidelines. So I can actually see the response in the form of chat box. I can see. So do you refer this patient? If so, if you think yes, why? One can write in the chat box.
So both are of the same patient,
Yeah,
one the right
both the
side
same
and the
patient.
left side. So would you refer this patient to an ophthalmologist or retina specialist?
Yes, very good.
Great.
So why? So we will actually, whenever we see a fundus photograph, so it's important that uh, there can be an A model, but it is also important that the person who is capturing the photograph as well as the person who is actually seeing the photograph should be able to classify. So we need to classify in basis of on the macular area and also in the diabetic retinopathy. So very good. So someone said that the right eye diabetic macular edema and left eye is vitreous hemorrhage. So that is correct. So when we say macular edema, one can also classify further, because we discussed that a mild DME means the hard exudates or whatever the yellow dots will be away from the foveal center, whereas here they're approaching the foveal center. So this is a moderate macular edema. This is a referable condition. Similarly, the patient has a vitreous hemorrhage. Very good. Please grade this image. So we classified diabetic retinopathy as normal, mild, moderate, severe, PDR, and DME as mild, moderate, and severe. So grade this image. So this comes with a responsibility. So when we are having a diabetic retinopathy classification extending to the both allied and physicians and across the specialties, so an image has to be specifically looked into, whether there are any red dots like microaneurysms, whether there are hemorrhages, whether there is any yellow lesions like cotton wool spots or hard exits. So what do you think? So is the everyone is, I think, very good. So someone said that it is normal. Yes. And one need to understand that sometimes what you see in a normal patient, they always don't forget the disc, as well as the disc is also should be normal. So just we have attended diabetic retinopathy workshop and we learned to grade also, but we should not forget the disc. Disc also should be normal. And what you see, this reflex like yellowish thing, is actually the nerve fiber reflex, which is actually normal. Please grade the image below. So this is a wide field fundus photography. And I think one important prerequisites for diabetic retinopathy grading is actually single posterior pole fundus photograph is also enough. But if you have a wide field fundus photography, you can accurately mention, but that is not a prerequisite, because 90% of your diabetic retinopathy lesions will occur in this posterior pole alone. And whenever you see a fundus photography, you have to grade in two ways. One is, what is the diabetic retinopathy? Is it mild, moderate, or severe? And what is the macular edema? So you have to give your answer will have two components. One is about diabetic retinopathy classification and one about DME classification. So when we discussed diabetic retinopathy, we said that there has to be some lesions like hemorrhages in all four quadrants. Then it will say severe NPDR. And when you have hard exudates and all, when are approaching the macula, then we say it is like a diabetic macular edema, which could be moderate. So anyone answers? So if you see here the hemorrhages, if you carefully see, they're actually in all quadrants. Yes. So severe NPDR is correct. And about diabetic macular edema, do you think it is mild, moderate, or severe? Moderate DME. So already someone has answered it is a moderate DME. So The answer is severe NPDR with moderate DME. As Rajiv already said that anything with moderate or severe NPDR, we need to refer. Yes, please grade this image. So whenever we need to understand that when you, for a screening, most of like only 20% of our diabetic patients will have some form of diabetic retinopathy. So that means around 10% only will have that severe sight threatening diabetic retinopathy, which can be easily, gradable. But we need to look at, yes. So someone clearly said that it is a mild NPDR because one need to really look for those red dots. Where are they? One need to clearly look. There are some yellow dots also, one or two like small, so this is actually a mild NPDR. Very good. I'm sure many people will tell immediately this grading. So if you see, it's a 45 degrees fundus photography. You are seeing lesions like hemorrhages when you see this in all quadrants, and you are having a hard X-ray. So tell the classification of what is diabetic retinopathy classification and what is the center maculopathy classification. Severe macular edema, correct? Yes. Someone, Prasanna Lakshmi, she told very clearly, severe NPDR with severe DME, that is the correct diagnosis. So you are having hemorrhages in all quadrants, and you are having hard X-rays which are involving the foveal center. So this is a severe diabetic macular edema. Very good. So we discussed what is the classification. Please grade the image. Very good. So when we say proliferative diabetic retinopathy, we need to, yes, correct answer is high risk PDR because it is not only having vitreous hemorrhage, but preretinal hemorrhage and proliferative. And don't forget about the macula. What do you think? Here there is some amount of macula is also seen. What do you think about the macular status? So it's a severe DME is also involved. So there is some amount of hard X-rays which are involving the foveal center along with the this thing. So you can say this is PDR with HRC with severe DME. Please grade the image below. So what are these? So until now we discussed in the workshop about red dots, yellow dots and flowers. So there are some black scars are seen which are nothing but the post laser. So very good post PHC PDR, or we say lasered proliferative diabetic retinopathy. And here it is quite stable. You are not seeing any fresh hemorrhage. You can see the new vessels which are also became, the flowers has actually become white because of the laser. It is a kind of a stable. So it's a lasered PDR. Very good. Now please grade the image. So we discussed initially, yes, mild means only few changes, but as I said, a microaneurysm can be detected by a succinate like X-rays, but here you are seeing more than mild NPDR, just not only microaneurysm, but you are also seeing hard X-rays. So this is the classification is moderate NPDR. Very good. So can you grade the image? And if not, why? Is it an image which you can grade for diabetic retinopathy? So we use a term called gradable or not gradable. So it's not gradable, and it is because there is a presence of a yellow structure and everything. These are nothing but the asteroid hyalosis. One important referral guideline is any ungradable image or the visual acuity which is less than 612 and is not improving with whatever, and you are not able to explainable by whether the fundus feature even looks normal. These are all non-gradable images needs referral. So it's non-gradable due to presence of asteroid hyalosis. Okay, please look at carefully at this image. Do you find any finding? I'm only asking about finding. Do you see any finding? Now, Yes. So someone said NVD. Yes. So what I want to stress upon fact is that this fundus image, when we say new vessels, uh, the subtle stages, the subtle neovascularization requires carefully look at it. So you can see that the new vessels will be always like fibrillary, they'll be like a tangulary mesh. And of course, with the advent of ACTA kind of investigations in the clinic, of course, we can determine even the extent and depth also. But on a fundus photograph, one need to carefully look into those clinical findings, both on the disc as well as elsewhere. Very good. So any here also, please describe the finding, if at all you find any important finding that will require for the grading. Now, so here if you see, there are hemorrhages in all 4 quadrants, and there are some hard exudate which are even approaching the macula. So we know that this patient will require referral. But however, yes, NVE plus NVD, very good. Excellent. I think you have scanner like eyes, Dr. Sheikh Shoni Sultana. So you have a both. So within the 45-degree field, we say NVD. You have a neovascularization, and also you are also having another flower and a neovascularization elsewhere. So this is a proliferative diabetic retinopathy which requires referral. So this, I think we already had this picture in my talk, just to again check upon. So what is the condition that we are seeing? So a B scan done. Yes, very good. Asteroid hylosis. So what is the, can you please guide grade this image? Very good. So this job is very easy. PDR with high risk characteristics. You are not only having a tractional band, NVD, and also vitreous hemorrhage. Very good. What is this? So you can understand that just be hearing 1 hour or 1 hour orientation also, we can easily grade, and we can even train the technicians who are helping with us also. We can train them in this classification so that it can be a coordinated model. Yes, high risk PDR with TDR. And you can see when you do an angiography, just for the sake, not necessary that we do angiography for thing, but in FFA, you can see that the new vessels actually leak profusely. So one can easily know. So this is a PDR with high risk characteristics. This is the last slide. Can you grade this? And don't forget the disc. Always see that the disc is here is very normal. Pink, neuroretinal rim, cup, disc margins. So don't forget about the disc, because one can have a glaucomatous disc like a cupping. It could be a pale disc due to any ischemic optic nerve. Again, that needs a referral. Yes. And moderate NPDR you are telling, and please also classify the macular area also. So whenever you see a fundus photography, please grade for diabetic retinopathy as well as the macular status. So is the macular status, do you think it is a mild DME or a moderate DME or severe DME? So whenever we say mild DME, the hard exudates will be away from the foveal center. If it is a moderate, it will be approaching the foveal center. So very good answer is moderate NPDR, with correct answer is moderate diabetic macular edema. So now comes with, there is one online certification program. I would all of you to go through that, and this will give you a good expertise in doing whatever this kind of orientation workshop. It will be like a revision as well as understanding the concepts and internalizing. It will take around 5 to 6 hours of your time, and the registration is free. And this is done by the University of Melbourne, and you will get an online certification course. And this is a good course to do as a, even if you are a physician and ophthalmologist, you should do yourself, because you need to train your team also to do this diabetic retinopathy certification. Because because whatever the technology, AA technology, anything comes, ultimately the human element which is there should also know what they are dealing with. So this certificate course the registration is free, and you can do any number of attempts, and the passing this examination will give you kind of a certification and also understanding how to grade, screen, and referral guidelines for the diabetic retinopathy. So I would like to leave with the example of Dr. Nazi Alamuddin. He was an endocrinologist from US. He spent one week a short observership with us in LV Prasad Eye Institute. And then he actually finished the certification after the orientation to the diabetic retinopathy screening guidelines. And his aim is now to start an diabetic retinopathy screening integrated one-stop diabetes eye care model at Bahrain. So ultimately, I would like to end with a statement that the integrated models, the physician and ophthalmologist combined models to prevent diabetic retinopathy blindness so that all may see. Thank you very much. So I will also put in the chat box the link for the course. Thank you. And this is the post assessment. So many of you, we have actually given a pre-assessment form. This post assessment form, I would like all of you to go through that, because all the panelists have touched upon the topics that are related to post assessment. And once you do this post assessment form, you will also get the answers for the questions. And this is also to have a knowledge of whatever that you have underwent in this workshop. So please access this form, and we'll also be sending as a mailer for you also as in the workshop, and I'll also be putting in the chat box this link. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmaja, so much for the excellent conduct of this workshop, right from the classification pathogenesis to the end of the quiz and assessment forms.